Okay, what's going on over there?
Okay, lady. We were working, and we just see in a corner of our eye something fall down from the sky, and then we hear like a lot of footsteps near us. There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's beside it, and it has big eyes and it's looking at us.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. And they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Las Vegas is used to wild stories, but nothing prepared the city for what landed in one family's backyard.
Χώρα με και καν τις παρείς λέγα ζέγγε, αλλά τσόρσι χώρα. Τσόρσι. Ay! Permisar! Calmungarela me cansiles vareso. Kailo, cherro que chili. Kailo, cherro. Kailo. Uy, chedan. Chili cow.
A bright green fireball cut across the sky just before midnight, lighting up streets and rooftops.
I don't know. No, that's not a far. I'm gonna be hiding here. That's the size of a shooting star. I like that. I kind of got distracted. I don't know.
Minutes later, something crashed behind their home with enough force to shake the ground. The family saw a figure moving in the shadows and grabbed their camera. That clip spread fast.
Okay, what's going on over there?
Okay, lady. Me, my dad, and my brother, we're working on a truck in our backyard, and we have a big lot outside, right? Correct?
Okay.
We were working, and we just see in a corner of our eye something fall down from the sky, and it was with light, and when it hit down, it was like a big impact, and we felt it. We felt like an energy, and then we hear like a lot of footsteps near us, and then we have a big equipment, and we see, and there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and it's looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we're terrified of it.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Investigators rushed in. What they found pushed this case far beyond a simple UFO sighting.
And we just see in a corner of our eye something fall down from the sky, and it was with light, and when it hit down, it was like a big impact.
Las Vegas UFO and alien. Late on the night of April 30th, 2023, a strange and unsettling incident in Las Vegas captured public attention, fueled hopes of a genuine UFO encounter, and raised questions about what really happened. According to police body cam footage and eyewitness accounts from residents, a glowing green fireball streaked across the sky just before midnight, leading to a cascade of events that would leave many deeply unsettled. At about 11:50 p.m., a patrol officer with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department recorded a vivid green-tinged object with his body cam as it descended across the night sky. This wasn't just a trick or imagination, as the light was not only seen in Las Vegas, but also observed by dozens across Nevada and neighboring states, including California and Utah. In fact, because of this fireball, the American Meteor Society logged multiple reports of a green fireball that evening. About 40 minutes later, a member of a Las Vegas family, who was later called Angel, called 911 in a state of panic. He told dispatchers that the falling object had crashed into his backyard, and moments later, You won't believe what he saw. He and his family found themselves face to face with two massive non-human figures wandering near heavy equipment in the yard. Angel said that the beings were about 8 to 10 feet tall, with large, glistening eyes and strange bodies. And in his words, they're 100% not human. When officers arrived, their body cams recorded tension and fear. One officer could be heard saying, "I'm so nervous right now." The officers offered to install security cameras at the home to protect the family after they heard noises and footsteps, and even experienced what they called energy in the yard. As the police officers investigated the scene, they didn't find the physical remains of a craft or beings, and the strange circular impression in the dirt showed that something had crash-landed. But the question was where the craft had disappeared to after landing in their backyard. Skeptics quickly weighed in, pointing out that the fireball was more like a meteor.
Oh, I don't know. I'm so nervous right now. I have butterflies, bro. Everyone saw a shooting star, then these people say there's aliens in their backyard. Whew, okay.
Yeah. Okay, I called. I was on the other side.
Did you see it?
Yeah, me and him saw it.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard, or?
They see like a big. That's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
Can we go that side? I want to spend
Yeah, we can go look.
You can see that.
No, any dogs or anything?
No, please, can you check because this kid is not gonna let me sleep tonight.
Oh yeah, I bet. I wouldn't be sleeping either.
I don't believe in it, but what I saw right now, I do believe in it. I got scared. Like
you guys don't. I mean, you guys seem legit scared. So.
NASA officials said that the green orb was probably a piece of space rock that's less than a meter wide, and argued that it would have burned up high in the atmosphere, making it impossible for it to have crashed into the backyard. But just because it didn't burn up in the atmosphere, but actually landed, we know that this wasn't a meteor and must have been something extraterrestrial. Ufologists and investigators say that this can't be dismissed as simply being meteors. They point to the family of witnesses who saw something inexplicable in their backyard, and the fact that this happened right after a green fireball was spotted in the sky and seen by thousands of people. There is also some physical evidence to pay attention to. After this UFO sighting in Las Vegas, there are 3 possibilities that could explain it. The first is that it was a meteor or fireball event, and that the family's sighting was simply a hoax. The second is that it was a genuine craft that made contact with our planet and departed with extraterrestrial beings. And the third possibility is that whatever happened, the military or U.S. government was secretly involved. This is especially since this spot was close to Nellis Air Force Base and Creech Air Force Base. This remains one of the most mysterious alien landings in Las Vegas caught on camera, although investigators are still torn between multiple possibilities. This case in Las Vegas reminds many of another strange sighting all the way in Colombia, where a man found himself face to face with an alien that is now a legend. La Tunda Alien. Deep in the rural countryside of Colombia, a farmer recently found himself at the center of a chilling encounter that has reignited fear in one of the most infamous legends of South America, which is La Tunda. This strange alien sighting has been connected to one of the legends of that country. For several days, he had heard strange disturbances coming from the dense woods behind his farm. like rustling, heavy footsteps, and an eerie sense that something was watching. At first, he dismissed the sounds as some small animals and other wildlife, but as the commotion grew louder and more frequent, his concern turned into alarm. Determined to uncover the source, the farmer armed himself with a gun, brought along his loyal dogs, and carried a camera to document whatever he might find. Venturing cautiously into the forest, he moved toward the area where the disturbances came from. Moments later, from deep within the shrubs, he couldn't believe his eyes as he saw a creature that's unlike anything he had ever seen charging directly at him. Startled and fearing for his life, the farmer fired his weapon. His dogs leaped forward, attacking the being as the struggle unfolded. After a violent confrontation, he managed to kill the creature. He then uploaded the photo of what he did online, and that quickly spread as many began to wonder what kind of creature it was. Was it a natural creature that we haven't discovered yet? Or an actual alien? Many viewers immediately connected the creature to La Tunda, a legendary figure deeply rooted in Colombian and Ecuadorian folklore. Known as the Child of the Devil, La Tunda shapeshifts to disguise itself, often as a loved one, to lure unsuspecting victims into the jungle. Once isolated, the creature will reveal its monstrous form and end the life of those who fall under its spell. Although La Tunda is often called a legend, Las Vegas reports so many sightings that continue to convince the world about aliens. February 2019 UFO Sighting. Late on the evening of February 1st, 2019, an anonymous witness over Las Vegas submitted a report to a UFO archiving group that stirred widespread curiosity. The witness had observed a very big object gliding silently across the night sky, and it was a craft unlike any standard aircraft. What made the sighting even more striking was how strange the UFO was. The object featured 5 lights, one at each corner, creating a rigid, geometric shape. As soon as the witness raised a camera to photograph the event, all the lights vanished at the same time, as though it was trying to prevent pictures. In the moments following, a streak of color, which was white turning into green, then back to white, traced the object's path and trailed across the sky. Even more so, this 2019 sighting has the same description as what many other UFO enthusiasts have said, like triangular or otherwise non-standard crafts with lights at their extremities. These objects are usually called the Black Triangle UFOs, as they have been spotted around the world as large, silent, slow-moving crafts with fixed lights at their corners. But the main problem with this UFO sighting was the lack of corroborating data, as there was only one witness. There were no radar logs, credible photographs, or multiple independent witnesses. But the government didn't officially investigate, and the 2019 sighting remains one of the most compelling UFO sightings in Las Vegas. Las Vegas has a long history of UFO sightings, and even back in 1989, many spotted something shocking that increased interest in UFOs. 1989 UFO Sighting. Late on the night of December 24, 1989, residents of the small mining town community of Nelson, Nevada, located in El Dorado Canyon just south of Las Vegas, reported one of the most shocking and unsettling UFO phenomena of the late 20th century. What began as sporadic sightings evolved into a sustained wave of reports, describing a flying saucer hovering over the canyon, sometimes only a few dozen yards from startled residents. According to longtime locals like Jack Jaxis and Marguerite Knickerbocker, the sightings weren't new in 1989, but that year had a shocking frequency and intensity. Knickerbocker also revealed that many residents didn't only see the craft that was definitely not from our planet, but also little people with things on their backs, like antennae and pointed dog-like faces. One miner, Jim Harris, described an encounter when an enormous disk rose silently from the hilltops just 50 yards away, its underside glowing and casting strange patterns across the desert floor. When the disk left, the area was weirdly still, and only rattlesnakes and crickets remained. Some locals who don't believe in the UFO sightings say that these strange UFOs might be related to geological oddities, like magnetic forces in the canyon or tectonic shifts. They admitted the fear of speaking publicly was strong. Residents were afraid that the public would ridicule them or the government would cover them up. So many sightings went unreported. Betty and Barney Hill alien. On the night of September 19, 1961, Betty and Barney Hill were driving home to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, from a vacation to Canada, when they noticed a strange light in the sky that seemed to follow their car. What began as a curious sighting escalated into what became the first famous alien abduction story. The Hills claimed that at some point during the drive, they experienced a period of missing time. About 2 hours passed before they fully regained awareness, with their watches malfunctioning and their shoes and clothing bearing odd marks. Under hypnosis, the couple separately recalled being taken aboard a spacecraft, examined by humanoid beings, and subjected to physical and medical procedures. Betty later revealed that they were gray beings, large-eyed and small in stature, and she was shown a star map inside the craft. This alien abduction case was very realistic, although many people have called this a hoax. Another case happened over a decade ago, where multiple people saw their co-worker abducted by aliens, and he went missing for 5 days. Travis Walton alien abduction. On the night of November 5, 1975, forestry worker Travis Walton and 6 of his colleagues were driving through the Arizona woods near Heber when they spotted a bright, disc-shaped object hovering above the forest floor. According to Walton, he exited the truck to investigate and was struck by a beam of light. In a terrifying moment, he vanished into the forest while his co-workers fled in panic. For 5 days, Walton was officially missing, causing a search that involved multiple helicopters and deputies. At last, on November 10th, he reappeared disoriented beside a highway, carrying a story of being taken aboard an alien craft. Once awake, Walton described being aboard a craft where he encountered humanoid beings, underwent examinations and medical-type procedures, and was somehow returned. He later wrote a book about this and has complained multiple times about why people don't believe him. He once said that if multiple people see a crime and report it, the world would believe them. So why isn't that the same case with UFOs? Ariel School UFO.
There were roughly 100 kids in the playground, broad daylight, Ariel School, Rua, Zimbabwe, 1994, and they got within some of them within arm's length of these beings.
But those kids, the way they were talking about it and the way they were drawing it, you're like, wow, it really does seem like something happened to them.
I get goosebumps still to this day after spending over 6 years investigating this case. It just gives me the goosebumps when I see that because you know those kids aren't lying.
Well, another shocking case happened when over 60 school children in Zimbabwe spotted a UFO and even found themselves face-to-face with aliens. On September 16, 1994, in the quiet town of Rua, over 60 children at the Ariel School found themselves at the heart of an event that would echo through UFO lore. At about mid-morning recess, while their teachers were gathered indoors, the children playing outside reported seeing a brilliant silver disc descend into the bush beyond the playground.
We saw this like a silver thing down there. It was a silver oval thing that flew past really slowly.
I saw the bigger one and a spaceship, like 4 or 5 of them. It was red, green and yellow.
There was this big ship. It had these lights, these patterns, and it flew.
We saw this black figure running in slow motion.
The strange thing was it seemed to be in very slow motion.
sitting on the spaceship.
How do you know it was a spaceship? Wasn't it a helicopter or something like that?
Well, it looked like it was like a disc, like a round.
And whereabouts was it?
It was in the trees over there, between the third pole.
And did you girls see that as well?
I agree that it could be something that we are not common with.
Big head and big black eyes, and was dressed in a black bodysuit.
As the craft hovered and landed just outside the school boundary, some children claimed humanoid figures emerged. These beings were small and dark-clad, with large almond-shaped eyes. They were gliding instead of walking and moving toward the edge of the playground, where the students stood frozen in awe and fear. To make things even more shocking, the children revealed that the beings communicated with them without speaking. They reported telepathic messages about humanity's impact on the Earth, like warnings about pollution, over-technology, and the fragile state of the planet. These mental communications left the children visibly shaken, and some of them were in tears or scarred. They also mentioned that they had bad dreams. Although the sighting lasted only about 15 minutes before the craft departed, and the children were taken indoors, the children had consistency in their drawings and testimonies. The sighting was investigated widely, but the truth is still being investigated. Zanfretta UFO. It's more believable when there are multiple witnesses, but some alien sightings and abductions still come with strong evidence. One of these happened on the night of December 6, 1978, when an Italian security guard, Pier Fortunato Zanfretta, was patrolling a rural villa in Marzano di Toriglia, outside Genoa, when he found himself facing something unexpected. While inspecting the property, his car stalled, communications faltered, and he found 4 odd lights dancing in the garden. He thought there were intruders, but he couldn't believe it when he saw a triangular spaceship hovering nearby. To make things worse, there were beings unlike any human she had ever known. Zanfretta described entities roughly 3 meters tall, with green corrugated skins, triangular yellow eyes, and claw-like feet. When his supervisor asked if they were men, he responded in panic. While under hypnosis, Zanfretta claimed he was taken aboard the craft, where he went through examinations and communicated telepathically with the beings from a planet called Titania in the 3rd galaxy. He was told that this was only the beginning of his role. What makes the Zanfretta case stand out is the alleged continuation. Between 1979 and 1981, he reported being abducted 11 times, with investigators revealing large footprints, vehicle anomalies, and countless local witnesses to strange lights. But there has been no proof, and skeptics have pointed out that hypnotism isn't always true. He hasn't made any recordings or taken any pictures. Still, this remains one of the most controversial and interesting alien abductions so far. What's the secret behind the Las Vegas alien landing? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. So, thanks for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.